This is the Jayhawk Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
All right, high school football playoff style here in Jesup tonight. No one said that in 20 years as playoffs come to Jesup, and we are set for, I think it's the third time in 20 years that Jesup's in the postseason. I'm Nate Clayberg, and Jason Pilcher joining me in the Lorient Sabres press box tonight on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Anthony Baugh running controls, and Eric Clark on camera. And playoff football with Jesup. How's that sound, Ed?
That sounds really, really, really good. And the thing about it too is like it's perfect weather out. I mean, in this whole state of Iowa, I think it's like this: 65 degrees. You know, you're basically 10 days away from Halloween. You can't get any better weather than this to play football in.
Well, as we get the countdown here, we're going to catch up with our pregame as I did talk to Coach Jacob McMartin earlier today.
We head into playoff football in Jesup. That is a phrase that has not been said a whole lot, and it has not been said about being at home for, I think, 20 years is what the estimate has been. And it's only been 3 times in the last 20 years that Jesup has made the playoffs, this being one of them. I think the previous was back in 15, if I remember that. So, it's an exciting time to be a Jayhawk, but before we get into the game that's going to come up tonight at home and talk about a great weather night for football at home, let's rewind and talk about Vinton Shellsburg as we welcome in first-year head coach for Jesup, Jacob McMartin. And Coach, have you dried out yet from last Friday night?
No, I talked to a lot of people. I talked to Smines a little bit on Monday. Actually, might have been texting on Saturday when we first brought this up. I don't think I've ever been part of a game that rained that hard for that long. It just didn't stop. And
no lightning, at least.
Yeah, and that was my big worry. I was like, we have to play this game, but we got no lightning, just a torrential downpour blowing right in our face on our sideline the whole night. And so, yeah, it was some of our coaches are smarter than I am and brought spare clothes after the game. I didn't. So I rode on the bus sopping wet, shoes sopping wet. And as soon as I got home, took a hot shower. And I was like, I just need to dry off, and sat in the recliner and just peace for about an hour.
So you got the 28-6 win. It was on their senior night. But talk about, when you look at those conditions, and I got to think the field that you were on, that turf, had to be somewhat advantaged compared to if you were on a grass field like you have at home. I'm sure there was some spongy spots and some puddle spots and things like that. But talk about how it all kind of changed your style of football and maybe some adaptations you had to have to move forward to get that win, that final win of the regular season.
Yeah, it forces you to be one-dimensional. We had a lot of stuff we liked in the past game going into that game. The writing was on the wall early in the week that it was probably going to be like that, but that didn't mean we weren't going to rep those things in case we had an opportunity for it. It forced us to be one-dimensional. And I told everyone, I told our kids Monday, I said, that's a game where they know what's coming and we know what's coming. You just have to do it anyway. And your errors are going to be big if you make them. So you got to play clean football to the best of your ability in a tough situation. The turf did help a lot, both teams. I remember the West Marshall game, and it's like, we had a couple opportunities in that game for Wyatt to break off some big runs, and you lose footing. I remember we had a screen. He had to make one guy miss, and he had the perfect cut and then slid. And so being on turf was a lot better. It helped the football wasn't as slick. It still was slick, obviously, with the rain because it didn't get any mud on it. It was a good game. It was a good way to end the season, being in control the whole game. Our first drive was 16 plays where we ran the ball every single one of them and got to set the tone for the type of football team that we are and that we're going to be.
Yeah, and passing was not a thing. Minimal passing yards, but it was all on the ground. And I guess just talk through that play. And looks like, Preston Youngblood got the nod for the backfield more so than he has since the beginning of the year. Him stepping as a junior to playing that role. Because somebody asked me today, is Youngblood in the run back? I said, yeah, he was early on. And saw some maybe roles change, but he stepped up last Friday.
Yeah, he ran the ball extremely well. And he hasn't got a lot of opportunities this year. It's kind of one of those things. We have 3 really talented running backs, Wyatt, Preston, and Jude Sullivan. And finding ways to utilize all of those guys is difficult. And that's something we've had to grow into. And Wyatt had a cut on his hand early and had to get taped up, and we put Preston in. And they were like, hey, let's roll with him and get him in there a little more and see what that looks like. He carried the ball extremely well, was very physical. He's a big kid with good vision, and kids don't want to tackle him. So it was cool to see that, to get both those guys on the field.
How did you see his style change from beginning of the year to where he is now through development?
Yeah, I think his vision for our scheme is better. And what I mean by that is last year it was a ton of zone scheme the last few years, and we're a gap scheme team. We're power counter, ISO, buck sweep. And you have to run the ball a little differently then, and the block's set up differently. And at the beginning of the year, I think his vision's always good, but I think it's just developed more and more through practice. And so he's seeing those blocks. He's got his hand on the guard's back as he's coming through the hole and making that second level defender commit before he cuts. He's not trying to bounce everything outside. He's just running good. He's run the ball really well. So it's been cool to see that development. It was good for him to get those carries last Friday, and good for the team for him to get those carries last Friday.
Well, I think that's one thing that I guess you could say the pundits are always like, well, this is how he was to start the year or him or any team or whatever. People forget that, you guys put a lot of hours into practice and development. It's like when you do that, you're going to get better. So, I guess just let's stay on this point. When you look at the way Preston was, who else has stood out to you from game 1 to now going into game 9 that are not the same player that they were back then?
Yeah, I would say all of our receivers, for sure. And our pass game's opened up more for a lot of reasons, but we're not doing different things. Our receivers have just developed in their route running and understanding what we're trying to do throughout the season. We had a little come to Jesus probably 4 weeks ago in film, and after that, actually, I was just talking to a coach about it this morning. After that, I think they realized, hey, here's what we got to do. And they stepped it up. So Tice, Kale, Nick Moore, those guys have stepped up big time for us. There's our 3 starting receivers. I also throw out Hunter Surley. He had an outstanding game on Friday. And, he's kind of bounced in and out of the lineup here and there. And he's put the pedal to the metal and decided that he's going to work hard and that he's going to improve his game. And that's exactly what he did. And so it's been fun to see that. So I'd highlight a lot of guys. Our offensive line in general, our pass protection's gotten extremely better. Run game, extremely better. All those things. So.
Yeah, it's great to see high school kids come in and the way they can develop and especially with the impact it has on the team. But, when you look at game 1 to game 9, there's a lot of people on your team and in your corner that have supported this. Oh, yeah. But when you look back to your time with the helmet on that same field, there's a lot of people that I'm sure you still think about and can give credit to that have brought Jesup football along to allow you this opportunity to go into a first playoff game in 20 years at home. Talk about that.
Yeah, there's a ton of people. And I think, I just think of the investment that people have poured into our kids and community for a long time. And I'll go back to Bruce Wall, who's been here I'll say forever. I always joke that he's old. Has invested a ton in our kids and community for a long time. And then Sullivan was my coach, invested a ton into us. And just me and him have a really good relationship. I have a ton of trust in him and knew I couldn't do this without him on board. And then after that, Sauer, I got to know him after I graduated, and I'd say we've been friends for 10, 11 years now. And even when I was gone, we would talk on the phone a couple times a year for an hour or more. And my wife would be like, "Are you still on the phone?" One of those things. And all those guys invested a lot in our kids and building up what we do here and how we do it. And I just, gosh, I would be lying if I said that they didn't build a foundation for this. And they didn't build a foundation in our kids and our work ethic and our athletic programs as a whole, right? Coach Baldwin came back my senior year of basketball and changed how we thought about how we did things, right? We went from, 2 to 5 wins to 11 wins. And just his mentality was amazing. And all those people that built that up over the years. So there's a lot. I get emotional thinking about the investment because didn't live here my whole life. My family's from here, but I didn't live here my whole life. And coming up here, I knew it was different immediately. I felt that people cared about me, whether I cared at the time or not. So there's a lot of people.
I knew you then, and I can say maybe you didn't.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
But you really wanted to.
Yep. And so just for people to show that love to our kids, and I think our school system. I've been to 3 schools now. I don't know if there's a school. Actually, I know for sure barely any schools have the support that we have for kids on the day-to-day. And that is outside of athletics. That is academically, that is behaviorally, that is with their social emotional needs. We have a support system here that isn't found in most schools. And it's pretty awesome to see us support our kids like that.
Well, and even saying that, when you say we're at the level it's at, you can still say you're not done yet. It's still not where you want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's more on the table. There's more on the table for us. And I think the cool thing about education and athletics is the idea of striving to be your best and striving to improve on how we do things. That's why I couldn't see myself in any other field. That mentality that education has and athletics has, they share that of, hey, we're gonna try and put our best foot forward. We're gonna work hard, but we're gonna try and find the best way to do this for everyone all the time. That doesn't mean you do it all the time. You fall short continually, and that's part of life. But just that mentality in that, and we have that here, and that's pretty special.
Well, the field you're going to be on tonight is going to be ready for you. It's been a couple of weeks, and you've been able to step foot out there. But Crestwood coming in, the Cadets 3-5, they've got playoff history. A playoff game isn't unusual, but maybe even the position they're at in their district is unusual. Coming in as I think the 3 seed. You guys are 5-3, they're 3-5. Talk about what you're seeing. Talk about this matchup that we'll see at home tonight.
Yeah, Crestwood is, I've followed them actually for probably 8 years now because I had a couple buddies I worked with in college. I went to Crestwood, and so I started kind of following along with them as I worked with those guys. And they're a consistent program. They're consistently competing at a high level. Have some playoff history here, and they're going to be ready to go. I talked to our kids about it. Like, yeah, we get to host and we earn that right to host this game, but it's going to be a battle, and it should be. Right, it's a 4-quarter battle of football, and we got to be prepared for that. So, it's nothing we haven't seen yet, but it's going to be a good football game, and we need to be ready for that. We need to be mentally prepared, and we needed a good week of practice, and we got one.
Well, I got to think in watching tape from you guys, and what always stands out, especially here lately, is your defenders are ready to get that ball back and get that offense back on. So that's been a trend that you guys have set on the turnovers, pushing turnovers, taking them.
Yeah, we and I think it's how we play our defense. We are a simple but fairly aggressive defense, and allows our kids to play pretty fast football and not having to think too much. And that puts us in a position to get the ball, and our kids have taken advantage of those opportunities. I think, man, we might have 6 interceptions, 10 fumble recoveries, and we're forcing a lot of fumbles. I mean, Kyle took one right out of a kid's hands a few weeks ago. And those opportunities come up, and our kids are hungry for that. And that's one of our goals each week. And we talk to our kids about that and putting ourselves in a position to get that ball back. And so, yeah, it's been fun to see. It's fun to see those kids fly around the field. I'm a defensive guy at heart. So seeing our defense play so well and so physical and so fast is fun for me.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight. 7 o'clock kickoff at home, and we're talking mid-60s.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Might need the pickle juice out tonight. Even who knows?
It's
October. That'd be the case. But
it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, good luck against the Cadets, and go Jayhawks.
Go Jayhawks. Thank you, Nate.
All right, head coach Jacob McMartin, as we got a chance to talk to him on the Heartland Technology pregame show, as we have a playoff football game at home, 60-some degrees. You got the flag's not up yet.
Not up yet,
yet or up at all, I don't know. But what a night for football here in Jesup, as that you see the Jayhawks making their way out in the field. And we really haven't talked about this, kind of doing it differently this year. Coming out around behind the elementary and coming in by the concession stand on the home side.
And I think Mad Dog kind of helps them out or gets them hyped up to bring them into the field and stuff, and they break the banner and stuff. So it's a little bit of a change.
So as we get ready for tonight's game, you've got the players lined up along the sideline. Visiting team, that is Crestwood out of Cresco, coming in at 3-5. They were a 3 seed in their district. Jesup at 5-3 in this Class 2A district. Again, Crestwood is in this for the 11th time, and it's the second straight playoff trip that they're making. Jesup, third playoff trip ever. And the Jayhawks, again, last in the field back in 2015. So I can kind of remember that season pretty well, and had a big win over Dyke that year, and then left Osage.
Yeah, Rodney Slusky was down in the field right now. He had a really good big part of that game.
Now we turn things over as we hear from Jesup's marching band. Turax marching band, and let's go back to 2015, Jason. The band wasn't that size then.
No, it wasn't. I mean, we had probably about half the kids back then.
I would say so.
Yeah, in 2015, we went up that year. I remember it was cold. We went up to St. Ansgar up there with Rodney, Celeste down the field, Ethan Wyant, Drew Schmidt, and a handful of those guys, and went up there. And St. Ansgar is a really good program, and came away with the loss. And the year, the previous one with Coach Wall was coaching. We played Center Point here, and that was a cold night. So weather-wise, you can't ask for anything better.
Well, hopefully a tradition begins tonight, and we can see Jesup continue to be in the playoffs as we move through the reign or the leadership of head coach Jacob McMartin and his staff as that gets elevated here. But again, tonight, Aiden Skoda, he leads Crestwood Cadets with 676 yards in rushing and 5 scores. Looking at Dylan Shelton, their starting QB, he's got more than 1,000 in all-purpose yards. And then Ryan Treptow and Wyatt Vanderwerf really support each other, and when one night there's one, the other night you have another, but really have been right in there. If they combine to rush for almost 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns for the Jayhawks, but in the first 8 games, the Jesup defense, 16 turnovers. That includes 10 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, I mean, that's, the last couple home games we've had, I mean, that was the key. Some penalties on the other teams, but we created a lot of turnovers, and we're able to capitalize on those turnovers. And that's going to be the big part, you always hear in these games, survive and advance. It's going to come to the team that doesn't have that many turnovers, wins the battle up front, and that's probably the team that's going to come out with a victory tonight.
So Jesup will receive on that opening kick as the captains will make their way back towards their sideline, and the coach will get them ramped up as we are set to kick off here in just a couple of minutes. But looking at, again, we talked about some of the leaders on here, again, with Dylan Shelton, 50 of 61 passing, 603 yards. 4 touchdowns passing, 6 on the ground. He's out of his own with 360 yards. Yeah. And then Aiden Skoda, the junior, talked about 140 attempts, 676 yards, 5 touchdowns, 59 catches, though, with 1 touchdown. And then Nolan Johnson, 16 receiving yards, actually 16 catches, 180 yards, no touchdowns. And then watch for Braden Thompson, He's got 45 and a half tackles on the year, and he can get a sack if he needs it.
He can. And the thing about it, I talked to they had a pretty tough non-district. They have a pretty tough district, and they had a really tough non-district schedule. They played Independence, and Independence is probably tonight, if they win tonight, they're going to be the number 1 seed in their winning their district. And they played them, and their coach said this Crestwood team's a really tough physical team up front. So we're going to have our hands full tonight. Head
coach is Justin Denner for the Cadets, again at 3-5. Coming in overall, Jesup 5-3. Ryan Treptow 60-125 and passing, 655 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 rushing TDs, along with 522 yards. Wyatt Vanderwerf also on the ground, 677 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 catches for a touchdown with 158 yards. But Cale Shizzle gets his hands on it as well. He's got 4 TDs and 22 catches. But also the guy we need to watch both sides of the ball, Kyle Bucknell, that senior. He tackles, but he's a hell of a blocker in that backfield.
He is. He's kind of our X factor, I would say, as that linebacker, that blitz, and then the blocking up front, and kind of a little bit all-purpose stuff. He doesn't carry the ball a whole lot, but he is a kid that is really, if you see him, he's physically strong, and he's a kid you're going to have to account for.
So we are ready for kickoff on the Jayhawk Sports Network. From Harlan Technology, I'm Nate Clayberg. That's Jason Pilcher. Anthony Baugh running the on-site production tonight, along with Eric Clark, who's on the camera. And we have...
All ready to go?
We're looking at almost a full house here in Jesup. We'll see as things progress. And here come the Jayhawks as they get their return. And Tice Larson,
got a little bit
he gets it in. Is going to be stopped near the 30-yard line for Jesup to begin their first series.
Nice little return. He got about a 20-yard return. Get it right close to almost right on the 30 on the far left hash. So pretty good return for Tice. Gives us, not too bad of starting, field position to start. Right in the middle of the field, pretty much right on the 30.
So Ryan Treptow again at quarterback, and that'll bring Larson as well as Cale Shizzle here to the near side with Vanderwerf in that backfield. And Kyle Bucknell just flanked off that right tackle.
Yeah, it's kind of that old.
And we're going to try and take it, and that's the first one that Crestwood says, no, we're not going to do this tonight.
No, they got right off that left penetration on their side. They right off the snap of the ball. That's going to be about a 3-yard loss.
So set that back.
If you look up front, if you're here or watching them on TV, kids up front for Crestwood, there's a couple big kids up front right there. They got some size. We're going to have to make sure that we can get out in space and get away from them.
843 paid attendance tonight in the stands. Second down, 7 seconds on that play clock.
Trips, they're going to do a little bit of a
in motion.
Sweep.
Try and bring that around the side with Cale Shizzle. He's going to get past that 32-yard line out of bounds.
Get a little bit past the line of scrimmage. He's going to get about a 4-yard gain, so he's going to put us 3rd and 8.
11:08 is the time. As he'll say, 3rd down at about 7.
Yeah, about 3rd and 8, right there. Cale picked up about 4 yards. Picked up 2. We had a loss on the first down play.
Treptow. Vanderwerf flanked on the left side. Looking for that cover. Treptow got some pressure downfield and just going to be out of the reach of Nick Moore.
Yeah, he had Nick. Nick had 2 or 3 steps on him. Ryan just kind of overthrew it a little bit. I like that pattern. If it's there a little bit later, Nick beat his guy, one-on-one coverage. Safety come over top, and Ryan just kind of missed him.
Big week across Jesup. Cross-country success last night. We'll talk about that here later on. Volleyball wraps up their season.
Yeah, the cross-country machine is that, Nick's just got, Coach Green's just got a machine going on right now.
4th down. Take that ball and back in
take a little bit of a bounce.
Formation. Preston Youngblood gets that high enough, and it will roll down to the 25-yard line.
That didn't look too good coming off his foot, but that took a really good bounce for us, and that was a good punt. That's one of those punts you don't want to see on film, but you just want to see the stats-wise. That was a good punt.
So Crestwood will get their first chance here in postseason in 2023 to see what they can do, as they will spot that 1st and 10 on the 24. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of offensive adjustments we're seeing on the coaching staff right now. See what the defense can do, pushing more for some more turnovers, but there is a breakaway run. On his way is Aiden Skoda, and he is going to go
untouched,
76 yards.
Yeah, he went right off that right side. Cook burst right through, right off that right tackle, and we had no one there. Quick score for them.
So Aiden Skoda coming in tonight, 140 carries, 676 yards. Tack on another 76.
I mean, that's a really good start for them.
Otherwise, his usually about 5 yards per carry. That's his sixth touchdown on the season.
And he's going to extra points. That's good.
So 10:41 to go. Just getting started here in Jesup. Jesup trailing by a score of 7-0. And Jason, you look at Jesup trying to find some rhythm on offense, but what did you see there on that first play?
That was just, pretty old school, right off the tackle. Just a simple handoff, and we had no one penetration right there. As soon as he went off around the right tackle, no one touched him. We got to make sure that we get into that gap and take care of that. Offensively, on our first series, Ryan, we just kind of missed, Nick Moore going down the middle. We got to drive here. We got to. I'm not saying you have to score, but you can't fall behind, because then with the way how Cresco plays, they're going to do a ground and pound, and we're not going to get the ball much back.
Nick Moore, Tice Larson back to return for the Jayhawks, and set to kick off. I believe that's Brock Voina out there. Actually switched that up. Ethan Casper is who's kicking off for Crestwood.
Get a block. Let's go. Come on, block him up.
That right-footed kick going to go.
It's going to go back to Tice right in between.
Yeah, about the 6-yard line. Larson has it. Going to take it on his own. Left side.
Left
tuck
side.
it and go. Can he break it? He's going to get brought down. Shoulder tackle about the 41-yard line.
Nice return. Just had pretty much, if he could have got past there, he might have had a shot, but that was a really good return. Nice job by Tice Larson falling on that left side.
Get your first down of the game.
Yeah, we got to use that momentum right now. We've got to, you always want to score, but you've got to get a drive going. You got to answer back right here.
Second possession here for Jesup. We're going to motion a little bit here with Kyle Bucknell, and they're going to try and hammer that through, but you got 2 or 3 bodies right there.
It's not a bad carry, man. It's going to get about a 3-yard gain straight ahead. Second,
Skylar Blatt out there trying to make friends on the front line.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, you always hear this, you got to run the ball, if your play action pass, get them stacked in the box, try to get, the ball over top, get a couple passes through. See what we do here on second down.
Hit the 10-minute mark, 13 on that play clock.
Ryan's going to do a little bit quarterback lead. He's going to get right to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he may get some forward motion, maybe a yard, half yard in there.
A little bit. Yeah,
third down.
A little bit of that quarterback lead. He follows the running back through the hole on that, basically an RPO, run pass option. Big third down for the Jayhawks.
They'll bring Nick Moore over on that near side. Split 3 on the far. And we're going to go deep and see what we can do. See if we can get a breakaway. Good coverage in the pocket.
Can
he get underneath?
Yes, he does.
Wow, yes. 55 yards. Yes. Nice play. Get underneath it and pull it in. Yeah. Tice
Larson came back through there on that left side, running on the skinny post, and Treptow hit him perfectly. 1 point away from tying this up.
Yeah, he saw that one. He was maybe a half a second behind, and he put in the afterburn.
He did. I mean, that was a nice throw. Tice did a nice job adjusting to that ball. Yeah, he kind of turned it on right there in the last 5-6 yards. The ball was just a little ahead of him, and Tice just brought it in and kept it on there and just scored.
Attempt the extra kick here. Wyatt Vanderwerf. Little soccer style left footer. Powers it through.
7.
We're tied up at 7, Jason.
Yes. That's what you got to answer back. Answer back. Now we got to get a kickoff here. Defense, we've got it. One play they scored. We've got to. Defense has got to come out here and make a statement.
Yeah, when you look at the matchup and look at the stats, and you asked around a little bit, and this was going to be a pretty even matchup that I thought. Yeah. You can say maybe their district was a little bit tougher in the route they had to go through, just by looking at the history of some of those teams that they played. Plus, they played up in some non-district games.
They did. You play Independence, which in the last 10 years, Independence has been in the playoffs quite a bit. They've really turned their program around recently. They played New Hampton? No, they had Waukon.
Yeah.
And then they had MFL Marmac the first game of the year, and that's a 1A school, but that's a perennial playoff team. They're one of the better teams in any class right now. And they played them the first game of the year. They got beat 35-0, but that's a tough schedule.
Wyatt Vanderwerf will get the chance to kick things off as they place that at the 40-yard line. He'll walk back, and they've got that lined up on that near side hash. 25 on that play clock, 9-11 on this first quarter, tied up at 7. And it's going to be a low squirk about the 21 and go out of bounds about the 10.
That's one thing you just don't want to do. You don't want to kick the ball out of bounds because that's going to put it right there at the 35 or the 40. I forget where it goes. But that's going to give them pretty good field position to start.
So looking at, again, we talked about Crestwood and the Cadets. Loss to open the season, MFL Marmac. He had 3 straight losses right off the bat. Independence Decorah was one that I think you were looking to get to.
Yeah.
Homecoming win with Owine. Lose one to Waukon. Back with a win of Osage. Lose to New Hampton. North Fayette Valley, you get the win. So really an up and down.
Yeah, and
but really down to start. But now, look, you're in the playoffs.
You're in the playoffs. The districts are how top 4 teams get in. There, good, that's better.
Yeah, that back's a fighter, though. Yeah. Coming in, Aiden Skoda. He's the one that just had that 76-yard breakaway just a couple minutes ago, really. Yeah. And then Jesup responded.
Yeah, Vanderwerf, he had him kind of around there, had a position to get him maybe for a little bit more of a loss, but was able to hang on to him and get the tackle.
2nd down and 7 from the Cadets' 38-yard line.
He's going with a quick pass, screen pass out there.
Take it out in the flat, trying to cover.
Nice play.
Trying to cover that is Ryan Treptow. And
a good open field tackle by Trep.
Stops him up.
Yeah.
But he's going to pick up a yard, and you got a 3rd down.
That's a tough play. That's a one-on-one play right there. Ryan did a nice job, broke down and got the tackle.
It'll be the first 3rd down for the Cadets. Head coach Justin Denner. Jesup coached by Jacob Martin, his first year. 2 on the near side. They're going to try and take that up the gut again, and
he's going to have
they will find at the line of scrimmage and towards that 1st down. And
he's going to move the chains.
Pretty much should have that. They do move it.
Yeah. When he gets that ball in the handoff, he's going right away. He's going full speed. We've got to get sure before he gets that, we got to get a little bit more penetration up front, clog those holes, so he doesn't have that time to get to that speed. I think that's what Coach Schutte is talking right now to Preston Youngblood about, is about making sure you get in that gap.
He's got a 4-man front, 3-man front really down, and going to bring near side. Here's Skoda. He's going to get snagged up by some Jesup jerseys and brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
There's a loss. Nice penetration on that side. Kept him inside and made the tackle for about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Evan Sebeka with the stop.
And that's not, you probably hear them yelling horse collar. He grabbed the back. As long as you stay above the nameplate, we're up or get inside the shoulder pads or inside the neck, then that's not a horse collar.
And Sabota, that's a player good to have in. We did not have him early on because of a hand injury.
Yeah.
And he really needed that grip to bring that guy down.
Yeah.
Second down and 12. Quick shotgun, looks left, and he's going to get behind that fullback and fight his way for about 7 yards into Jesup territory.
Nice patient run for the quarterback. You just kind of let it go. Pretty much where Crestwood is right now, they're in 4-down territory. They're across the 50. I'm guessing we can hold them here, and it's going to be decision time on their coaching staff to see if they want to go for it or they're going to punt.
Sabeka comes to the sideline. He'll get a breather, and Jesup will make a quick adjustment on defense as they're going to bring 2 to the near side. And you've got
Kyle Buck down with the blitz.
Take it again.
He's going to be. He's going to have the.
That will be Aiden Skoda.
He did some really good effort. Pick up the first down.
Skoda just finds his way behind a couple of his linemen, and he keeps going.
Come on, boys, let's tighten up. Let's go. Go deep.
First down, deeper in Jesup territory as they mark that on the 40-yard line. Jason Sullivan, the defensive coordinator on this team.
It's not bad to have a former head coach as your defense coordinator. There we go.
They keep keying in, but give credit to number 7 out there, Aiden Skoda. He just keeps fighting.
He does. If you can watch him, how he's carrying, he can't ball. We got to try to see if we can punch that ball out because he gives maximum effort. So he tries to spin, try to put the ball out there. If we can get a punch out, try to see if he can not be so aggressive. Try to be a little bit more thinking about that run.
Some pressure.
Hunter Surley at nose tackle with that knee down.
We're going to go trips
trying
left
to stop any holes there.
Yeah, single back. Quarterback
takes a little look left, and he's going to keep hopping through that line of scrimmage, but he's not going to get.
No,
he's not going to get 3 yards. Maybe got a couple on that.
Maybe got a couple. I was kind of pretty much. He kind of looked to the left and just ran right to the right a little bit on that draw.
They will spot that at the 44-yard line. Actually, 36-yard line. Let's go the other direction on that. Jesup High School football playoffs, week 9.
Week 9. That's a good ring.
Looking to try and jump Jesup offside.
Over the counter. Yes.
Reversal in, and that's a tough third down that's only going to get 1 yard, and that brings in 4th down.
It's kind of like almost a reverse counter that they ran. Quarterback gave to Svoboda, and then he handed it off to the up wing back going off that right side. We were home.
Robbie Olendijk was the carrier on that.
Yeah.
And you got to give credit to Kyle Bucknell on that tackle.
Yeah.
Solo.
4th down. Decision time for Crestwood. How they've run the ball, they're kind of got pretty good options. They can throw here. How they've ran the ball. See what they want to do.
They've got 1,548 yards coming into.
Watch the ball. You don't
game.
want to get a false start. Timeout, Crestwood. Yeah, he's one that thinks about it right now.
So coach maybe didn't see something he liked out there.
Yeah, maybe the play call that he thought he called first, and then he saw the formation coming out, and he made think about something a little bit different.
So cross country last night was over at Dyke New Hartford, the Class 2A qualifier in this part of the state. And Jesup comes in with that third place slot, and they will go as a team over to Fort Dodge in the weekend. And but Mackenzie and Claire, second and third, they flip-flopped it.
They flip-flopped this time, and I think the Jordan Bergman finished 8th. I think she kind of had I don't think she's able to run the full season. I think she's had some injuries. So, you had 3 girls in the top 10, and we qualified 2 boys, too.
Yeah, you look at Nathan Pint, I think he came in 5th place.
I think so, yeah.
So he qualifies in there, and wow, Jesup. I'm going to talk to them on Tuesday evening, so we'll get a chance to record kind of a state preview like we try and do every year. We'll get that up probably by Wednesday or Thursday.
4th down play. Let's see what we can dial up here for some pressure, or let's get it held. Got to watch the ball. Don't want to get a false start. Looking to throw. got one guy on the pattern.
Going out of bounds. I don't think he's going to be in.
Yeah,
no catch. Jesup gets the ball.
Yeah. Line judge is right there for it. You don't see Crestwood, good play. 4th down.
I want to give a nod. Carson Nuring as well on the boys' side. He's going to qualify for state and cross country. But talk about a football game that has been competitive, and that's got to make you feel good.
Let's go!
Jason, that's got to make you feel good as an alum of this, and having a son come through, and you've seen the ups and downs of Jesup over the years.
Exactly,
you got a good playoff game going.
You got a good playoff game, and you see some really good numbers on the sideline, and that's always good to see.
3:24 to go, first quarter. A little in motion. Treptow's going to hang on to it.
He's going to get about
he'll get maybe a couple
of yards in there,
2 or 3 yards even off of that, as he dove just when he needed to. As there was a cadet chasing him.
Got a little bit more in there, yeah. I mean, got to pick about 4 on that. The thing about, like the future, was able to ref a few of the junior high games, and we've got pretty good numbers, pretty good size. We've got pretty good athletes coming up, so hopefully that program keeps trending upward. And, Coach McMartin, he seems to, kids like him. He's a great guy, and hopefully he continues the success.
Yeah, off-season workouts, weightlifting program, trying to install that offense over the summertime.
Trep going on that right side is going to try to get a good push, not a good play.
Yeah, just kind of let momentum bring him around.
For, Ryan, if you look at him, I'm not calling him a string, but he's bigger than what you think. You see him up here, he's a taller kid. You don't think he's as strong as he is, but he's a lot stronger runner than what people think.
So 3rd down and 2 is where they'll sit. Jesup
kind of
shooting against that cadet territory that is about 7 yards away. And quickly make an adjustment from the offensive coordinator side of things. 10 seconds on that play clock. Trying to jump them offsides a little bit. And Wyatt Vanderwerf, they keyed in on him defensively and get that tackle. You got to give some credit to Owen Skoda, who jumped in there, number 55, to get that tackle.
It's kind of more a delay handoff. Ryan's going to read, and that defense on that side keyed on right on Vanderwerf, and they made the play right in the backfield. He's going to bring up 4th down, and we're going to punt.
Preston Youngblood will come in, set up near that 30-yard line. That was a quick 3 downs.
Yeah.
No return.
That punt goes up. Ty Content.
It's going to take another
back
good bounce
return.
for us.
It'll get past him and stop up about the 15-yard line. Nick Moore will touch it.
Watching some, of course, I'm trying to make fun of Iowa football, but you don't realize how good a punter means in a football game because it helps flip the field
But is it a Heisman-worthy award or not? As 3 quarterbacks and a punter, is that competition?
It could be, it's like, Taylor for Iowa's probably going to get drafted, and, you don't see that too often for punters to actually get drafted. They usually get invited to camps, but punter, until you see it, they have a big part in the football game.
Go. Get back on him.
There we go. Keep him wrapped up. There you go. You got to make sure right there how strong of a runner he is. Svoboda is. You got to make sure he doesn't keep. You got to tackle lower body. You got to wrap around his legs and don't let him get at that full speed. Because that's what hurts us in that first play. As soon as he catches the ball, he's going full speed. You got to get that before the line of scrimmage, before he hits that line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 9. In that short game, that clock is moving. And the Cadets will bring 2 to the near side with Content and Johnson. And they will try and take that up the middle and cannot get the holes like they were getting before.
Yeah. That's probably going to be the last. I'm guessing that they're going to run the clock. They're not going to probably try to run the play. They don't have to run the play before the half for the quarter.
So that will leave the ball where it is. We'll flip to the other end here very shortly. 11 seconds on the game clock, 25 on the play clock, and wow, 2 big plays to start things off.
2 big plays. We didn't start off so well. We had a 3 and out. Punted the ball, had a really nice punt. Their first time 76 yards we went? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, 76 yards.
76 yards for a touchdown. And we answered back with, Ryan throwing a nice ball to Tice Larson for the touchdown to tie the game up.
So, yeah, give a lot of credit. You look at that pass, and I invite you to go back and watch the YouTube video on Facebook. And, where he threw that, again, coming from that 45-yard line, I didn't know if he was going to get under, but he stepped it up.
He did. From here, it was like, oh, that's a good ball. And then I was like, oh, he doesn't have really enough on. And then Tice just kicked it down and was able to get his hands out there in full stride and caught the ball and just carried right into the end zone.
So Jesup right now, 7 carries, 10 yards. 11 carries, 104 yards for Cresco. 55 yards of passing is where you're at for Jesup. Only 4 passing for Cresco. And no turnovers. And 2 for 3 on third down for Cresco. Jesup 1 for 3.
Hopefully here we hold him on this third down, force him to punt.
Appreciate Zach Knutson and the boys down there sending some things up. From the stats sideline.
Let's go!
Throwing out rolling right. He's going to we got to get there. No catch. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Would have been a beautiful play if he had converted on it.
Yeah.
Intended for Ty Conte.
I don't think he would have been able to get to it. The ball was kind of carrying out of bounds. Even if he would have caught it, I think he still would have been out of bounds.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Clayberg. That's Jason Pilcher, Anthony Baugh, and Eric Clark on the technical side of things, making things happen for you out there. Following on YouTube or following on Facebook, 328 following along on YouTube right now, another 36 on Facebook. Appreciate you following along, no matter who you're following tonight.
Catch it in. Oh, you got to get on the ball. You got time. You got time. Protect the ball, Nick.
Still hanging on.
Yeah.
Don't want to give that up.
You don't want to give that ball up. That's the one thing, too. It was like he kind of missed. He still had time. Got to watch it in. But you don't want to hold that ball out there in front, especially on a punt return when you got guys coming at full speed right at you.
So first punt attempt from Jesup tonight, and Jayhawks will take over in
our territory.
Crestwood territory.
Yeah, Crestwood territory. We're right on the 48. Yeah, right on the 48.
Earlier today that wind was powerful out of the west, and it has died down completely.
Oh, yeah. The flag's not even moving. You can't even see. There's no.
Yeah, 59 degrees out there right now. There's a snap at center from Oshner. Bringing around with Wyatt Vanderwerf.
There they go.
Head first into that line, and he gets about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to pick up about 8 on that. That's a good run by Wyatt, coming to that right side. Kind of like that old Packer sweep, coming right out there with the lead blocker in front of him.
Come to halftime, we will review stats, talk about scoring, and take a little break, and we'll come back. No special events we got to get in tonight.
Now try Trepp on that side. He's going to pick up the first down.
I'd love to see that camera angle from behind to see where that hole is and where that opens up.
It's kind of right there, a little bit, almost the same play, a little bit quarterback power, going that same position, going right. Looks like number 65. He's a big kid on that side, but we're going right on his outside shoulder.
First down and 10. And you got to give credit J.D. Sadler right in there.
Yeah.
He helped open up that right side and bring it around.
Yeah, trying to get that kid. You're just trying to push him to the inside a little bit, use his momentum and his size against him, and have him push him to the inside. Just carry him out of the way a little bit. Wyatt's got a nice little hole again. That's going to be, push him. Go down. Go down.
He just keeps fighting. Waiting for a whistle.
Yeah. That's going to be that's going to be a 9-yard gain. That's going to bring up second and about 8. Yeah, it's going to be second and 8, I thought. I wouldn't mind seeing a shot to the end zone. I'm not trying to be greedy here, but we've ran the ball pretty well, do a little bit of play action pass to Wyatt. You've got Tice, and you've got Kale in that middle slot. So you get something going over the top. He's looking right there. He's got him. I just missed him. I like the play call, though. Had Tice coming on that inside, coming across on an in route.
Yeah, and I think maybe Treptow thought Tyson was going to shoot more towards that left side, and as he was trying to hold off that defender.
I like the play call being a little bit aggressive. It's a good time to go for there, and if you would have connected right there, he picked the first down. We'd be inside, probably inside the 10.
Larson near side. Nick Moore split to that far. We're going to look to sweep left. Kyle Bucknell tries to open that hole. Little turn in from Trento past the 20. Get him a first down.
That's probably one of his best runs, how he does it. He has that little spin move where he turns around and he gets back an extra about 2 or 3 yards because then he's falling forward. And he's a kid that's 6'3", so when he's falling forward, he's going to give you at least a couple more yards.
Bring that to that left side. Jesup knocking on that goal line door. And
nice
right
run
into Treptow.
Yeah.
He just kind of slow speed, and then he hits that wall, and he keeps driving.
He did, Ryan. Back in the day, 25 years ago, you always wanted to put the ball quickly in. Now it's a little bit of that, RPO, they call it, the run-pass option. He's kind of looking if he puts it in his belly or not, or he's going to pull it back to throw it, or he's going to try to run it, keying on what the defensive end's doing.
Right down 5, let's go!
And Kyle Bucknell was keying there from that left side fullback position, just making sure that hole stayed open. Here come the Jayhawks. Second down.
Nice run. Nice
little cut to that right
yeah.
side. He's going to sneak up on that 5-yard line. And we should have another first down.
Like I said earlier before the game, X factor is Kyle Bucknell. He does a lot of things, probably doesn't show up in the stats, but he's that kid you love to have on your football team right now because he's making those lead blocks and cutting those holes for those guys.
This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Harlan Technology as we are in the second quarter, 8:49 to go in this first half.
Rolling out right.
Trying to duck through. Vanderwerf still on his.
Treptow try out a little bit. Quarterback lead. He's going to pick up. He's going to pick up a handful of yards.
Vanderwerf was trying to try to keep that hole open.
It's going to put us right on the 5. So second and goal from the 5. See how aggressive, running the ball pretty well right now. So you want to keep with that, or you want to try to play action pass? And try he just slipped.
Got stuck up. I hope that foot stayed where it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But he just kind of hit a soft spot right there.
He did. I think if he kept going a little bit more to the left, he tried to cut. I think he just lost his footing. He had a really good shot at maybe scoring. Do it again. Just kind of lost his footing.
Yeah, I think he tried to cover that cut to the left. That right foot didn't get a grip.
Didn't get a grip.
Third down and goal. It is on the 4-yard line. Jesup looking to go ahead. Have not led in this game yet.
Treptow's going to try to get to the corner. He's going to have a spot. He's going to get
in, and he's got it. Swung down in the end zone. 4-yard carry. Keeper from Ryan Treptow.
Good patient run on Ryan's part. Took the handoff, or had the ball, and just let his lead blockers get out in front of him, and he's able to get right into the end zone.
That is Ryan's 7th running touchdown of the season. Vanderwerf will step in with that left foot soccer style. Treptow holds, not quite sure if he was ready for it, but they're going to get it in.
Get him through.
And Jesup is up for the first time.
Yeah, that was a high snap. Good thing Ryan's so tall, is able to go up and get that ball, and Wyatt was smart enough to not throw off his count, was able to get the ball through.
Maybe you know this answer, Jason. So bracket's not really organized yet.
No, I was trying to look at that today, trying to figure out where the winner goes today, and I was like, it doesn't really show.
No, I think you got to get it down to those 2 teams, and then they'll probably start seeding and bracket it from there to kind of see where things line up geographically or matchups, that type of thing.
I would think so, because it just depends on who you're supposed to schedule in the next round, because say if you get an upset, then maybe we win, maybe we get to host again, or you never know how it's going to work out.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at that this afternoon too, trying to figure out, like where, the winner would go tonight, and I just didn't really say, because usually on the brackets you see, like when they come out for basketball or volleyball, you can see the path. Right here, they don't have it yet.
That'd be a good excuse to miss a costume party, wouldn't it?
Yeah, next Saturday night or next Friday night, yeah. Playoff football. Then you're only one win away from the dome.
7:21 kicking off in the second quarter. That's a low flyer. And the Crestwood will scoop that one up.
Don't let him get the outside. Don't let him get the outside.
And Ty Content.
Nice play.
Actually scooped up by Nolan Johnson.
Yeah.
And nice pursuit by that kickoff team.
Yeah, Tice Larson did a nice job pursuing that and not letting him get the outside and make the tackle. Good play by Tice. He's got a touchdown and a really good play right there. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's get him another 3 now.
Hunter Surley up front. Flaked off left side. Dawson Bell in there, number 55. And Preston Youngblood. He's on that left tackle.
Yeah.
He's down. He's trying to bust through and try and find
there we
that
go. Good
ball
play.
carrier.
Yeah.
And a tackle is made on that play by Skylar Blad for Jesup. Under 7 minutes to play. Both teams kind of just anxiously awaiting what the call is, and Crestwood's trying to make some adjustments, and they may very well take a timeout.
Yeah, well, now they're
gonna split out.
They
started making their way over the sideline. Like that was make some adjustment.
Get the hand signals from the coach.
5 seconds on that play clock, and there was
Bucknell.
He was trying to blitz in. There was a shot. Did that hit the ground before it went in?
Actually, I wish that would have been too bad a play if he would have caught it. But yeah, it hit the ground. Good call by the official coming in on that far side. Brings up 3rd and long. Yeah, Kyle came in on that blitz and they kind of picked up, kind of missed, Kyle's just got to be a little play before that. He's got to get into it with the kid on the line. He's got to make sure you kind of be smart on those plays. You don't want to pick up a cheap penalty, cost your team a personal foul, and they get an automatic first down.
3rd down and 7. Jesup with the lead.
Draw play.
And trying not to get a breakaway run again. And Bucknell in on that stop, trying to prevent that.
Quarterback did a nice job for Crestwood on that draw. He's looking to the right and just kind of almost right there. And Savoda took the ball on the left side. That's good play in Crestwood.
Shirley comes out. J.D. Sadler coming in. Try to keep that front line fresh. 3-man front. To the near side. Man in motion. Trying to make that turn and
nothing.
Straight on past the line of scrimmage. Going to gain 2 yards.
Yeah, 10 yards. Kyle Bucknell with a nice play.
Dylan Shelton, the ball carrier, as he keeps it in, and he's spotted at the 45.
Not trying to jinx us, but so far we're in a quarter and a half almost, or more than that. And there's been no flags on nobody right now. So
I think you just maybe jinxed it here.
That's usually what happens. Basketball, he's made all his free throws and he misses the free throw. But we'll take a holding call or something against them right now. Oh, we jumped.
Almost. There you go.
Yeah.
A little bit of a jump.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice play. Good right there. Yep.
Maybe got an extra yard or 2 on that. Aiden Skoda, who had the big 76-yard run to lead things off in the scoring early in the game for Crestwood.
Let's hold them here and let's make them decision time if they want to punt or let's make them decide that.
Ball spun at that 47-yard line.
Down to 10. He might have to call a timeout. They're going to have to rush to get up the line.
5 seconds on that play clock. They're going to get off in time.
He's looking to throw. He's going to
Dropping
screen.
back here in the flat. Nice catch made. Get into Jesup territory as that ball is caught by Ty Cotton.
Too much time back there. He kind of did a nice pattern. Able to pick up the first down.
In Jesup territory. Good crowd on hand tonight to see if the cheer squad can get the crowd going, get them into this thing.
Yeah, we're right on the, they're crossing there, so now they're going to be pretty much in 4-down territory. We got to get some stops here.
Sadler.
Yeah,
little quick hop, brings it back in quickly. And there's, again, that ball carrier looking at Aiden Skoda.
Yeah.
He gets it.
He did.
And he can find the extra yards. Sure nice going at halftime with the lead.
Yeah.
Crestwood will get to receive when we come back in that second half. Content to the right. Hoppy to that left side. And they're going to try and carry it.
Or not,
a little bit different, and there's Kyle Bucknell.
Yeah.
He was going to take him straight on.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of a size difference there, but he didn't care.
No, that's the second time they've run that running back counter.
Come on, no game, let's go.
Second down and 7. Ball is on that 30-yard line.
Time for a turnover. We'd like to get a turnover and run the clock down.
2:22. Play by Skoda. Still on his feet and getting taken down past that first down marker. Move the chains.
Move the chains. Again, once he gets his momentum going, he's tough to stop. We've got to make sure we get up front. Don't let him get that speed going. Once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he's tough to bring down. He's a fast kid.
PCM Monroe, number 1 in this district, and playing I-35 tonight. West Marshall on the road to New Hampton.
That's a pretty good haul for them to go up from there to up to New Hampton. Quarterback draw.
Little hop over, still on his feet, taken down by Cale Shizzle as we can drop the chains.
Yeah. Now we got to tighten up.
And Union leading Waukon right now, 14-7 in the second.
Wow. That's up there, too.
.90 seconds. See what the defense can do.
So get a couple stops.
Still waiting on that first turnover. First and goal on the 8. Keep rolling. Skoda goes up that left side, and Bucknell.
It's going to be close.
It's a battle between the end zone and the clock.
Yeah. Second and probably about on the 2. It's almost right, on the extra point, They still have 2 timeouts left. They don't need to. They're not going to want to call a timeout. They want to run this clock down all the way and give us no time left after if they can score.
2-yard line. And he's going to truck her right in. 2-yard carry, Aiden Skoda. Second touchdown of the game.
Off that right. Kind of was going to the left, a little bit shift to the right, went in.
So they will come in with Ethan Casper to attempt the extra point and tie this up. And really pressing in there was Dawson Bell.
Yeah.
But we are tied up at 14 with 32 seconds remaining. And Crestwood marched it into Jesup territory and completes it with a 2-yard run in. And it's 14-14.
They picked up some big third downs. We had them third and a couple times, and they would pick up some big third downs. And they did it all I don't think they had one. Well, they had the one pass, to pick up on that one big third down to cross the 50. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty much all runs.
Yeah, you got to keep keying in. I'm sure that's what the coaches will be looking at. Is what do you do with Aiden Skoda?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't. It's not you say worried about him. You're going to tell your guys up front that you've got to get a little. We got to get a little bit. Don't let the offensive linemen get their hands on you to block. You've got to get those guys out of the way, sit in your gap, and don't let him get to that full speed. Got to make sure that when he gets the ball, we've already putting a body on him.
Kyle Bucknell, senior, coming in to tonight, 72.5 total tackles, 59 solo tackles, and 1 sack.
Big return, let's go!
Ethan Casper kicking off. This will be his, I believe, 11th kickoff of the year. And in the hands of Tice Larson. Looking for an opening, zigzags through. He's going to maybe reach that 35.
Yeah, not a bad return. You got 3 timeouts. You got some time on the clock. You got a couple shots down, the sideline. You're kind of want to, you still have 3 timeouts, so you can still throw the ball more to the middle of the field. You just got to be careful. First, you don't want an interception because that leaves them with some time on the clock to score. So you want to put that ball kind of in a spot where the receiver can only get it. So we got trips to the left. And you got Schissel coming in motion on that side. Treptow's going to, he's try to, a little bit on the sneak, and we got somebody down.
First official stop of play as Jesup's training crew will come out. Also some student trainers from University of Northern Iowa looks like out there. Head coach of the Jayhawks is Jacob McMartin, assisted by Dave Buscherfeld, Ronnie Selesky, Brock Flaherty, Jordan Hoffman, Devin Kiesling, Paul McCone, as well as Ardell Oshner, John Patterson, Aaron Schutte, Jason Sullivan. Most of those guys giving their time, right, on that sideline to help out with the program.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, you've got a former head coach and Jason Sullivan as their defensive coordinator. Coach Schutte's been up here forever. Junior high, high school, helping out quite a bit. You got, Brock came on this year helping out. A couple of newer guys. Jacob coming in. So it's a good mix of guys up on the sideline right now.
Justin Denner on Crestwood's side, again coming in at 3 and 5. As we will see Sebeka make his way off. Kind of hobble a little bit, maybe that right foot somewhere in there. See if we can get him some time through the rest of this quarter into the halftime and get him back here for that second half. Keith Halverson, Ryan Harold, Drew Jackson, Colby Lefebvre, Talon McConnell, Brett Memmert, Adam Skoda, all on that staff for the Cadets. And I hear you on Facebook, it's Cotant. Cotant is number 9 out there.
It's going to be the half.
Well, that's it. As we get through 2 quarters of high school football with 857 paid attendance in the stands tonight. Jesup 14 and Crestwood 14. Here in a battle of 2 versus 3 coming into the, in this Class 2A. But here's how the scoring went early on. 10:41 to go as things got started in that first quarter. Skoda, 76-yard breakaway on that first touch of the ball for Crestwood. Makes it 7-0. Jesup responds, 9:11 to go, as Tice Larson catches a 55-yard pass downfield towards that south end from Ryan Treptow, tied up at 7. Didn't see a score again until 7:21 to go in that second quarter. This time, Jesup led for the first time of the game as Ryan Treptow trucked into the north end zone 4 yards, making it 14-7 with the Wyatt Vanderwerf extra point. And then Skoda does it again, his second touchdown of the game, 2 yards in, and we are tied up at 14. But impressive game so far.
So far, it's been a really good game. see which coaching staff comes out in the second half and makes the right adjustments, and comes out with the victory.
We will step away from the microphones here on the Jayhawks Sports Network. We will return here in just about 11 minutes. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. right, back on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology, ready for a second half action. Some stats from the first half. Jesup 7 first downs compared to 10 with the opponent. 16 carries, 67 yards. Looking at 1 for 3 passing, so that's going to be very different than what Jesup has been doing here, at least the middle part of the season when you look at passing. Total plays, 20 yards, or 20 plays, 112 yards. So about 5.6 per carry. 10 first downs for Crestwood. 21 175 on 21 carries, 175 running. Passing 3 for 5. Total plays 26 plays, 185 yards. But third down conversions 4 for 6. Jesup 3 for 5. But we have not seen much passing. We have not seen any flags, and we haven't seen any turnovers.
No, and so it's been a clean game on both parts. So it's 14-14, so it's 0-0. So you've got 2 quarters for the team to not make it. The team that probably makes a couple mistakes going forward, and this is probably the team that's going to lose, unfortunately. We'll see which team comes out, makes the adjustments. I think for us, the adjustments that we need to make is we need to contain the running back a little bit more. We've got to make sure that when you come up front line of scrimmage, we're not letting them get full speed and get down the field. So we've got to make sure that we keep them bottled up, and gang tackle them.
Tripto right now, 7 carries, 28 yards. Vanderwerf, 8 carries, 26 yards. As Schilla had 1 carry for 4 yards. On the other side of things, Aiden Skoda, he's got 2 touchdowns. 14 carries, 145 yards, so that puts him about 820 yards or so on the season.
Yeah, that was he had a really nice first half. That's some stats like that. Sometimes somebody don't even have that for a whole game. So he's got another 2 quarters. So I'm guessing Coach McMartin and Coach Sullivan is making that a point, is that we've got to key on him and make sure that we stop him, and then see if anybody else can try to beat us.
Thanks for joining us on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Appreciate you following on our Facebook site as well. Looks like about 40 there right now. Following wherever you're at. And then on our YouTube channel, 353 following along right here on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. And bringing all those people that couldn't make it out to the game, but there's probably... There's a paid attendance 900, but I bet we're in 1,000. I bet.
I bet you, with everybody
there's
around.
Some people that snuck in.
People that snuck in, and this first drive is going to be pretty crucial for us defensively to come out and let's make a statement, and let's see if we can, contain them. You don't want to keep going back and forth. Like I said, if Crestwood can get a lead with the way they run the ball, they're going to be a little bit tough to stop if they can keep running the ball like the way they are.
So Cadets will receive, and they will be going towards that south end zone, and still no wind on this field. 58 degrees as we kick off the second half.
A little bit of a pooch kick, and he's going to go down right at almost the 35.
Robbie Olendijk, a senior, gets that return, and he wasn't going to go much further.
No, kind of. I don't know if that was if we were meaning to that or try to kick it more in the middle of the field. Came up a little bit short, but they're going to give Crestwood a pretty good field position going around the 35. Oh, false start. There's the first flag there.
And first flag of the day.
First flag, and it's going to be 5 yards on them. They're going to back up. Looks like their left guard jumped.
And advantage to the Jesup Jayhawks, moving back.
It's going to put him behind the chains.
Jesup with a 28-6 win last week in the pouring rain down at Vinton-Shellsburg.
Yeah, I tried to watch that on TV, and it went out right away.
Yeah. Martin said he finally dried off, I think, yesterday.
There's a hold.
2 flags back to back.
Yeah. That's going to back him up. I'm guessing right there that Kyle Bucknell is kind of, I'm not saying the word politicking, but that first half, he was talking to the officials about being held, and I think right there they called it, he was going on that, and I think he got held.
Under 12 minutes to play as we are just getting started here in Jesup. Kickoff, and then
so yeah, like we jinxed,
continue to have
no flags, and then right away their first 2 plays.
So you know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, no,
turnover.
Well, we'll take that.
If
then we'll go buy lottery tickets after this. Yeah. He's looking to throw.
And he won $2 then.
No.
Well, diving attempt, not going to good, but Jude Sullivan, he was flying in there trying to make that stop defensively in that backfield.
Good defensive stop for the Jayhawks. A little bit too, I don't say a little bit too much time back there, but you don't want to give the quarterback that much time back there because that allows somebody to get open down the field. But you got to make sure you're putting pressure on the quarterback, but you've got to be smart. You're not going to pick up that, the unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer. See if Crestwood goes back to the running game here and try to pick up some of the loss. Looking to draw again. We got a little lucky there. He slipped. We had him hit back behind a little bit of a minimal gain, and he had some wide open field, and he kind of slipped on that left side.
Hayden Skoda, the ball carrier.
Yeah.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Let's hold him here.
Clock continues to roll again. Not many passes from either team this night, and
let's get back to get some.
William Schutte here, left side.
Looking to
watching
draw
it
play again.
Here, but again, there goes Skoda.
Yeah, good play.
And he will get 5 yards and make it 4th down and 10.
Yeah, they've run that play a handful of times. They go to trips to the right, the formation, and they go the opposite side with running him the ball, and it's been pretty successful right there. Still gained about 3 or 4 yards in there, but lucky just the line of scrimmage because of their loss of penalties. And they're going to be forced to punt. We're a little bit slow on our punt return. Some kids weren't realizing what we needed to do. Ooh,
attempt pressure there in from Bell. And there's Tice Larson scooping about the 34-yard line.
We got a flag on us.
And he will get flown out of bounds about the 44-yard line, and 3 flags in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, Kale is going to get called for the hold. That was pretty obvious from up here. If you're going to do something to him and then you're right in front of the official, you're going to get called for that normally a lot of ways, and that's going to be a hold on us. It's going to back us up.
Tied up at 14.
Let's get a drive here and let's score some points.
Crestwood. They were the first ones to score early in the game. Jesup followed up with another big play, and then some short runs into the end zone for each team. It takes us into halftime.
Offensively, we did some really good things. A couple, Ryan had some nice runs. We've only thrown the ball 3 times, and one of them was a touchdown. So we'll see what we come out with this second half offensively.
Jesup 1st and 10 from their own 33. And Vanderwerf trying to stiff arm straight out, and he's going to get stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to give him a half a yard.
Yeah, no. He blew the whistle. It's going to give about,
they'll give him a full yard on that.
Full yard.
Clock continues to roll. That first half took about an hour.
Yeah, that was a quick game. That was a quick half. Like I said, you have no penalties, and you only throw the ball, minimum times for each side. So, the clock's going to run.
Flanks on the left, still going to continue that. I was going to say almost continue that running game, but
just missed Kyle.
Kyle out on that flat. Didn't work.
Yeah, didn't work out there. Ryan kind of just let him a little too far out.
And I don't know if he got snagged up a little bit trying to get open.
He might have a little bit there.
No, I think Ryan just overthrew it a little bit.
Yeah. Trying a little wheel route to get to the flat, get Kyle out in space. Brings up 3rd and long for the Jayhawks.
First round high school football and the smaller classes going on across
he's got
the
a screen
state
there.
Tonight.
He's got Vanderwerf, nobody in front of him.
Vanderwerf tucks it at the 40, cross into Crestwood territory, knee down at the 46.
Nice play. Action going on the right side, and Wyatt just quietly goes to the left side. No one accounts for Wyatt. Ryan just throws a little bit loft to him, and Wyatt gets the ball, and we pick up the first down.
Yeah, he was wide open, no coverage.
Yeah.
And that offense behind him was not going to allow him to get chased. First down. Nice protection for Treptow. Having a hard time getting in there, and then a flag on the play. What are you seeing?
I don't know. They're calling a hold on the defense. I'm not sure. We'll see where it's coming out, because right where the line judge threw it could be a hold. Not quite sure. I'm guessing it's going to go against us, though.
Hunter Surley trying to lobby down there to say not Jesup.
Yeah. Legal lineman downfield. So, yeah, on those.
And that might have been Surley.
Yeah. That's one of those things you're running. You're trying to run a little bit of a running back screen, so you're trying to get out there to get that block, and it's just a little bit more of a timing thing. It's going to lose 5 yards on that.
First and long, back in their own territory. Bucknell picks up, shifts a little bit. And they'll come right side. Treptow will hang on to it. And he will get a yard or two as he gets blocked up.
Yeah, we had, Kyle Bucknell and Wyatt lead in the way, but good penetration up front for Crestwood. They don't allow Ryan to get anything close out of that pile. See what Coach McMartin calls here for the second down play. Second and about, 13 or so? Yeah.
Out of it 14. Winner is done. The winner moves on. Loser is done with their season.
Going on the quarterback power. Ryan's going to have a nice little run there. He's going to be close to the first down.
He got to that 30 or 45-yard line. All of a sudden, it was like fast forward to get him near that first down.
Yeah, he's about a yard short. You're always, because right now you're pretty much in 4-down territory, so you've got 2 downs to pick up that yard. So, I'd like to pick up the first down instead of being so aggressive here on 3rd down, looking for a shot down the end zone. Pick up the first down, and then give you a fresh start of downs and try to get a score on this drive.
Important 3rd down. Well, high snap, nice call-in by.
Yeah, I think we're going to be close.
By Treptow, and that's going to be tight. That's going to be really tight.
It's going to be close. He's going to call it short. Yeah, so I think we're going a little bit up tempo. Go right into it, get set.
Fourth down, 20 seconds on that play clock. Have a little time. Still waiting for that right play.
Calling it in now. Shifting Bucknell over to the left side now, looking for the thing.
I wouldn't be surprised you start pulling a timeout here. They feel comfortable with this.
Feel comfortable with the play.
Where they're at.
And there's Wyatt's going to pick up the first down.
He fights all the way through. He did reach that white line.
He got about a yard pass. He needed a yard, picked up about 2.5. We got somebody down now, though. I think Wyatt's down. So hopefully
Vanderwerf is down on the play, and high school playoff football. We will, as they tend to the player on the field, we will hear this message from the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
.62, Coach. 62. First down. We're doing this so that the kids can continue to play. Like we used to enjoy playing when I was in high school. I understand how fun it was, and I want that same fun to be had by the kids now. So that's why we need more officials to keep these games going on.
Again, sportsmanship important here in the state of Iowa, especially with the boys' athletic union and the girls' athletic union as well, or association. As we do have an injured player on the field, White Vanderwerf, just after the last play, ended up earning a first down for Jesup. athletic officials tending to him right now. But when you look at this contest and where Jesup has been able to come this season, when you look at that opening game that they had, still trying to figure out, really at that point trying to figure out what kind of team they had when they lost to Wapsie Valley 12-0 up there. But we saw some taste of maybe what was to come.
We did and stuff, and and then we played Hudson in a tough game. We were up, lost by a point. They scored a 2-point conversion there at the end. Lost to a really good Hudson team. And then we went on a pretty good. We had PC Moreau down there.
That was kind of an eye opener that maybe changed the season a little bit.
And then after that, we went on a pretty good roll and started playing some really good football. And,
you win 4 straight.
4 straight. Took second in the your division, in your district. Right now, we're looking at Wyatt walking off. At least he's walking off on his own. He's going to get looked at right here. Hopefully, maybe just get his ankle taped up or what is wrong with him and get back in that game, hopefully.
So they'll bring in junior Preston Youngblood, who was in that backfield to start the year and really evolved out of that position and focused more on defense and some special teams. As he goes into motion, and Treptow, he's going to bust his way up that gut and be just shy of that first down as he gets close to that 25.
I thought the official on the far side threw a flag. I saw something fly in the air, but I think it was somebody on Crestwood throwing a towel.
Does that mean they surrender and they're done?
I'm not sure because I was like, because they sent Youngblood in motion. I was like, well, he can go in motion, and no one else, everybody else was set. And I was like, and I just saw something fly in the air, but it must have been a towel.
So Vanderwerf out of the game for now, as they will make adjustments in offense, and Youngblood, he's going to tuck and go, and
he's going to pick up the first down.
He's going to keep fighting his way through.
Yeah, move the chains.
Preston Youngblood, 6'1", sophomore, or junior, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a kid last year. He ran the ball, beginning part of the year. I think he was pretty much the starting running back, and then, because I think Wyatt was hurt last year, coming back from injuries, and but right now it's looking pretty good. Wyatt's running him down the sidelines, and hopefully here pretty soon he gets the all clear to come back in.
6'1", 205.
Yeah, he's a big kid, Preston Youngblood is.
Line up behind Treptow. He'll get the handoff again.
Nice run.
Shizzle would have been open here on the near side, too, if they're looking to take that ball to the air.
I said that earlier, they get running the run game here. A couple of nice runs. And maybe we can get Kale on that left side because he's just got one-on-one coverage with that cornerback. Safety's running. Safety's coming up in that running play if we run the ball while he's going over there on that side. You got Nick Moore one-on-one, just one guy here to beat.
2nd and 6. That ball is on the 20-yard line of Crestwood.
No safety over top.
And there's
Preston,
Youngblood.
Yeah, nice run. Good patient run.
And last week at Vince Shellsburg, there was a little hiccup with Vanderwerf too on a injury type, I guess. And they put Preston out there, and they kept him out there.
Yeah, like last week, I think
they liked what he was doing.
Liked what he's doing, and he was doing some good things. And then we had second place already, so our spot was already in the playoffs.
3rd down and 4.
Going back to Preston, they're going to get a little key on there. That's going to be right.
Taken for a loss.
Yeah.
And give that sack credit to Caden Simile, junior, 6 foot 210 lineman out of Crestwood.
Like to see maybe a little bit of that on that down there, maybe a little bit of a play action pass. So try to pick up this first down. So it's going to bring up fourth and about 6.
Vanderwerf down on that sideline. Paul McCone kind of working him through a little bit, kind of stretch that leg out.
Brian's rolling out.
Treptow looking for his 5th pass of the day.
He got a touchdown. Kale Shizzle going across.
Shizzle 20-yard catch into that north end zone.
Nice play. Ryan Treptow did a nice job keeping that ball alive. Threw it into the corner right by the pylon, and Kale gets the ball for the touchdown.
And there was pressure on Treptow in that backfield, and 2-man coverage in that end zone.
Ryan put that ball where only Caleb gets the ball, so it's do or die. He catches the ball, touchdown. If he drops it, that's okay. We can live for another day.
So Vanderwerf will come in from that sideline to do the extra point.
You got a piece
that's going to get blocked.
Yeah.
So that could end up hurting Jesup in the long run. So they need to try and get back-to-back scores to really try and stay in this thing.
Yeah. You're not chasing, that extra point could come back and hurt us a little bit. You're not chasing points right now. If we can get a stop and hopefully get another score and then, try to get that extra point. You always hear that term, you don't want to chase points right now. So we're sitting okay until, Crestwood scores and how they do on their extra point.
3:13 to play, third quarter. Jesup with a Treptow to Shizzle pass near side, north end zone, 20 yards. It's gone. Extra point is no good. 20-14. Jesup looking to stay alive in the playoffs.
Still, staying alive. I mean, this is a really good game. Defensively, we came out. We got to stop. They picked up a couple penalties. Crestwood did. We had one penalty on the holding on the, but we were able to come back and score. Hopefully Wyatt can come back and be able to play. But Preston Youngbuck came in on that series, and he had some really good runs. So I feel really confident that Wyatt will come back. But if not, Preston's doing a really good job running the ball right now. But the only thing, if Wyatt, like we saw right there, I don't know who else kicks extra points for us, so I'm not sure.
I imagine they'd bring Youngblood in, give him a shot.
Youngblood in there,
or Treptow.
Or Treptow, I don't know who. Or then you guess you're forced to just always go for two.
That might end up being the case
that
in
might
the
be,
end.
Yeah. Put that.
Boot, and Preston Youngblood will have it go out of bounds, and that's the second time we've seen a flag on kickoff.
Yeah. You don't want to see that. You want to get that ball. Sometimes you try to teach that to kick it to the sideline a little bit to make them that decision, but you want to keep the ball in bounds because that puts the ball, pretty good field position for him. Puts it right on the 35 for him.
First down and 10. Crestwood has the ball. They come in at 3-5. Jesup 5-3. Shotgun formation. And dropping back, Shelton. He's going to try and do a handoff. And nice stop up front with the Jayhawks.
Yeah, if you pile them in, throw everything in there, don't give them that hole. You want to collapse that and make sure that he can't get out of that. That's exactly what you need to do.
.248 to go. The clock moves quick when you're just running the ball. Dropping back, looking for opening the flat. Covers near side with Bell.
No.
Almost getting a Jayhawk hand on it.
Yeah,
that's what Bell was waiting for, I think.
I'd like to get some more time back there. The one receiver he lost his footing like 2 times. He fell down on his own. So brings up a good third down, 3rd and 9. Kind of puts them back in, they're kind of forced here to throw the ball a little bit. As good as they run the ball, though, maybe they, try to pick up some yards here and still go on. You got trips to the right.
Big quick third down, hanging on to it, see if they can make something happen on their own, and they will get past that first down marker.
Yeah, it's a little bit, they've run that play again. That's about the second time they've done that play. Go trips the one formation to the right and go to that left side of the quarterback going on that side. A right defensive end, a right defensive tackle have got to get a better job of crashing in and pushing that into the middle and allow them to get the outside of that like that.
600 people following in online or views online.
Yeah.
Maybe you have some multiple people watching. Appreciate you following us in the Jayhawk Sports Network tonight.
Good.
There is Skoda. Looked like he was going to get stopped in the line of scrimmage, but fought for a yard.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he got right to the line and got all that. held the bodies off everybody, and it was like it's going to bring up 2nd and pretty much 10.
Yeah, he didn't get anything, did he?
He didn't get anything. The one thing going forward, I would guess for us, if we see that formation again, I think they've done it 2 or 3 times, is running that quarterback going on that draw on the opposite side of the trip formation.
90 seconds, third quarter. Crestwood has yet to score here in this period.
That's better. Keep wrap. Oh, we got to wrap up.
He breaks away and out of bounds, and it took Kyle to knock him out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was taken off again.
That's what I'm talking about. You've got to tackle his lower body. He's a strong kid and he's fast. You get him bottled up like we had him there. You've got to make sure you've got to gang tackle a kid like that. You can't usually do it one-on-one.
5'8", 175, but he's got about he's going to probably have 1,000 yards for this night's out. Almost.
Yeah.
That might be a stretch, but at least 900.
Yeah.
1:22 to go.
Looking to throw.
Looking for a pass situation.
Opening,
going way downfield. Where's the coverage?
No flags.
No flags, and give some heads-up credit downfield.
Yeah.
To Ryan Treptow.
Yeah.
Arms in the air.
Arms in the air. The only thing is you make sure that he turns more towards the ball. You got to play the ball a little bit more. He did a good job avoiding contact, so there's no flag there. We just got to make sure that when he turns the ball and sees the ball a little bit better.
He was peering out his eyes to the left side.
He did,
let's give him that.
Give him that.
He was looking.
He was looking.
2nd down and 10. Receivers checking their lineup. And an outside run, and just keep giving it to him, Aiden Skoda.
Yeah, he did a nice job. You've watched him. He puts his left arm out there, kind of feeling where the blockers are, and he finds that gap, and he turns on the speed.
1 minute mark. 3rd down and 7. Jesup and Crestwood, the Cadets, making their way down here, probably about, an hour and a half?
Yeah, right about there. I'll give Cresco, probably a good 90 minutes.
And he's going to get snaked up to the line of scrimmage.
That's exactly what you need. You got to gang tackle. You got to tackle his lower body. We did a better job there. Kyle Bucknell is in on the tackle. You got to tackle his lower body. Brings up a 4th down.
Ten-second mark, and we will probably wait this out with 19 on that play clock.
Gives Crestwood some time.
Nice stop there.
Nice stop before
Jesup going into the flip-flop here into the 4th quarter with a score. Jesup 20, Crestwood 14. Now this word from the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
Some of the things I've learned from sports are being a good leader, and that means not always just saying what's right, but showing by example.
I've learned that being a good role model is so important because there's many little eyes on you and they watch everything you do. So as long as you're doing the right thing, then they will understand that that is what they're supposed to be doing also.
What I really have learned is strong leadership and self-discipline.
All right, back in, ready for the 4th quarter. And let's check our stats through 3 quarters, courtesy of the boys in the sideline. As Jesup with a 20-14 advantage. 26 carries, 89 yards for Jesup. 95 yards in passing. Total plays 34 plays, 176 yards. Still wait for that first touchdown, or turnover, I should say.
Crestwood's coming out. We don't want to jump. You got to make sure you don't want to give up, 5 extra free yards here.
Treptow 51 yards, leads in rushing. Aiden Skoda right now 174 yards. Looking for an opening downfield. Pressure from Jude Sullivan, and it's taken away.
It's intercepted. No? Yes?
You almost did want to turn
I don't
it
know.
over.
We had the ball. I don't know. He's not giving no signals.
That's where they're going to say, yeah. They must have, that's where they're moving that marker.
Yeah, so intercept. I mean, actually, intercept. We'd be better off with, but we'll take that.
Yeah.
But they still never really gave a signal.
That's just instincts down the field.
Nice play. Let's get a drive here, boys.
Yeah, that's the excitement, right? Of getting that turnover, but it's like, we didn't quite need that.
Ryan's going to take it on the left side. He's going to get about four or five, close to about 5 yards. See on that spot coming out where it's coming up. Nice sign on the left side. It's going to be about 2nd and 5.
But if you want to look at the silver lining, I guess we just keep running the clock.
Keep running the clock. I mean, that's what, keep the ball on the ground. I think, we could do a little bit of a play action pass, but you want right now is you want to eat the clock.
3 to the near side, 1 on that far. Play is in. 2nd down and 6.
Wouldn't mind doing like a little tunnel screen right here to Kyle Bucknell, a little bit of short gain. Or Treptow's going to get a lead blocker. He's going to fall in behind there. Going to get about maybe another yard, another 2
to 3 yards in there. Vanderhoof opened up a hole for him, and then the white jerseys, black pants came in to push him back.
Brings up, we got 3rd and about 3. Well, it's about 3. Yeah, about 3rd and 3. See if we pick this up.
Jesup's 3rd playoff game in history.
Ryan's good.
And he's going to get stopped at that goal line, or that line of scrimmage.
Going to be a little bit short. He did a nice job with the read. Just couldn't get to. He only was about a yard short.
4th down and 1.
See what we do here. I think we're keeping the offense on the field.
Boys say they want to go for it.
Yeah.
Get the crowd going here. Let's see if we can. Offense and get it off.
He came close to getting it off sides.
14 seconds on that play clock.
Line judge didn't call it. It was pretty close.
Still waiting it out. We're going to time it.
Yeah, I almost got.
I think that was almost the play. That's the play. Let's get him off sides.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
9:45 to go in this game. Jesup going for their first playoff victory.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, we the first time we played, we lost at Center Point, and then last time was up at St. Ansgar. We lost up there, and really so. Coach, see what Coach. I think he's decided to punt. It looks like.
Yeah, you're gonna bring Preston Youngblood out there. But didn't we see a trick punt one time with these guys? I feel like we had something like that.
I mean, if you had a little bit more of a.
If I saw Treptow out there, I'd wonder a little bit.
Well, that's what it was. When Ryan was, for a while, he was punting. If Preston was more one of those rugby-style punters.
Austin Hoppy, they are not sending anybody back to return.
He took a knee.
Oh, ball came down.
Came down.
Yeah, that's a challenge right there for.
But I don't know how the
Jayhawks.
But the white hat, he didn't call anything.
Yeah, I look at the replay here again. Hit his knee, hit the ground, then came up and got it. So it's supposed to be good. You don't have replay in high school football.
Yeah. I think that's what Jake's saying right now to him. And I think he's asking how the far line judge calls it from there when the white hat and the umpire and everybody else is there and they don't call it. And he's got a really good point.
I'm sure a very cordial exchange.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the way, the referee, he agreed. I mean, it was like.
You don't see him change your mind too often.
No. I mean, you can't. There's nothing you can do about it, but it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, there we go. Back them up 5 yards.
It's going to be those instances that Jesup needs to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Pressure in on some sacks, some lost yards, trying to get a turnover. We've seen 17 turnovers and 10 fumble recoveries this season for the Jayhawks.
And we did have one interception, earlier. I mean, that's how they marked it. They didn't really give the timeout, Crestwood.
And we will have a timeout. Jesup has one remaining or two remaining.
We have two. We took the one right before that punt.
So I do want to give credit to the Jesup High School volleyball team. They wrapped up their season earlier this week, losing to Lisbon in the quarterfinals in Class 2A Region 7 by a 3-0, 3 games to none effort down at Lisbon High School. But Coach Erica Bass, 18-18, and we saw a number of those games this year, Jason, and it's a young squad.
It is a young squad. You graduate, I think we had 3 seniors. 3 seniors, you're always going to miss your seniors. But there's a lot of younger talent coming up. Like we said before, if you listen to broadcasts, you pay attention to volleyball, we probably do play in overall the nickel, the NICL. Probably the toughest, probably from top to bottom as far as for conference for volleyball, so... Yeah, and Lisbon, I heard from, we played pretty good down there, but Lisbon just outplayed us a little bit in 3 straight games.
A lot of girls go on to college volleyball from
there we go, let's go, that's better. That's going to bring up 3rd and about, or 2nd and, second down, we had the penalty, so about 2nd and 13.
Something like that. Clock set up at 9:23 and is rolling.
Yeah.
Cadet offense waiting for that play to come in from the sideline. Visiting stands full, home stands pretty full too on this side for Jesup.
Gonna go to quarterback.
Quarterback gonna try and duck in behind his linebacker, but give credit J.D. Sadler on that stop. Dawson Bell and Kyle Bucknell also.
They're in 4-down territory, so I mean, you're probably at Crestwood. You're probably telling them, hey, we don't need to pick up 10 yards on this play. We got to pick up a handful, play for 4th down, and try to pick up the 4th down. For us, we're trying to make sure you watch the ball. You're not giving up those free, 5 yards off a penalty, off of jumping off sides. Ideally here, it'd be nice to get a sack in the back and let the clock keep running for a little bit and make the decision on that 4th down. Oh.
There's a handoff.
There we go, that's better.
And Bucknell is not going to let him go.
No.
Actually, no, that was Shizzle.
Yeah, Kale came in
grabbed hold of that leg and not going to let it go.
Almost had a fumble right there. The ball didn't quite get into his stomach right there, and he kind of bobbled right there, and it kind of didn't let him get his full speed and momentum, and Kale came up there and made a nice play.
And you got to go for it.
You got to go for it. This big 4th down for the Jayhawks.
Playoff football, 4th quarter, down by 6. And head coach Justin Denner looking to his offense.
Let's get a stop here, boys.
To try and get those 8 yards. And then some.
Looking to throw. Got some pressure coming on him.
There's Jude Sullivan is on him. Keep pushing back. That one's way up in the air. And it's going to hit the ground. Woo!
Jude Sullivan coming back there did a nice job. He did a nice job keeping us in front of him, making sure to make that throw, getting a step into that throw. The only thing I would like to say on our defensively right there, when you go off the ball, you want to put that ball to the ground. If you can't get a clean interception, you put that ball right to the floor.
He kept chasing backwards,
He did.
too.
Jude Sullivan did a nice job. The one thing, if, watching, he didn't jump up in the air. He just kept his hands up and just kept pursuing him that way. That was a nice job by Jude Sullivan.
4th down, maybe there was a chance for interception, and they just knocked that down. Didn't make that mistake again.
No.
Treptow And that shotgun, first down and 10, handed off. Wide Vanderwerf.
Nice run.
Head in, keeps fighting. Chugga.
Yeah.
Gets about 5-6 yards.
You know, we're at the 7-minute mark. If we can get a drive going on their side of the field, keep going, we can eat up a lot of clock. There's a lot of clock still left in the game, but if we get a long, sustained drive,
second down and 2 is where things will set up. Brennan Oshner, junior center, had a pretty good year at that position. And Treptow head down.
Going to Wyatt. Wyatt's probably going to get
maybe,
back. Yeah.
Maybe he'll get a yard.
Maybe get a yard, move the chain to about third, and puts it. And
we're going to see an unsportsmanlike conduct, I think is what we're going to see.
I didn't see. I was trying to watch the spot.
There's a blue jersey, that little quick shove, and white jersey fell over, and I think that's where it's going to be. I don't know who was it.
Who do we get who?
I didn't see the number that was involved in that. I'd be speculating if I guess that was the case, but it's an important third down and long.
Third and long, puts you behind the chains.
And don't give up that football.
No, you don't give the football. The other thing is you've got to make sure we don't give a turnover. And you're trying to pick up a first down, but ideally you're trying to keep the clock running and get ready to punt the football. And that's what you're playing right now, is to try to get ready to punt the football.
Here comes Nick Moore across the front. Shizzle.
Oh, almost.
Almost had it, but those players crossed about the same time, and it was open for one or the other.
Yeah.
Stop made, and we're going to need a very good punt here from Preston Youngblood.
Yeah, if we got to punt this, you got to flip the field. That's one thing you got to make sure. You got to flip the field, and you got to get down there, and you can't let them get a return. You know, last time right here, we got back here where we're at because, you know, we had kind of a bad snap. And make sure we get a good snap, kick the ball, and let's get, and play some defense. And right now, we're still trying to line up people. We're not realizing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, this has happened a little too much that we weren't quite ready on that sideline.
And we got lucky there.
That's a high punt. Get those defenders down there, and it's going to bounce off that heel of
it's going to put almost right on the 50 almost. We got the clock kind of did go almost, they always say like double zeros. That was pretty close.
Drew Munson had to race in from that sideline to fill that slot. And here comes the Cadet offense. See if Jesup can put the pressure on like they did here the last 2 series.
Looking to pass.
In the flat, did he pull that in?
I think so, but he's only going to have a minimum gain. Pretty much like a yard.
Yeah, that ball is going to be caught by Austin Hoppy, one of the seniors on this team. 2-yard gain. Not quite into Jesup territory just yet.
No.
Tuck in from Skoda. He's got an opening, trying to make that turn, and Nick Moore will
force him out.
Take him out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. 5:15 to go.
Let's go, Blue! Let's go, defense! Come on, D, let's go!
2 to that far side. Crestwood. Same situation in Kyle Bucknell.
Minimum
looking
gain.
for a 2-point takedown along with Jude Sullivan.
Yeah. String some stops here. They're in 4-down territory. They've been in pretty much 4-down territory all second half, so we've got to make sure we get some stops. turnover here would be pretty good, pretty sweet.
Ball's on the 33. Clock continues to roll. Under 5.
Looking at a quick pass going out there. You got to wrap up. Too much.
William Schutte on that outside.
Yeah.
He has not had, I would say, do too much work on receiver coverage tonight.
Let's go, D!
Bring out
Third
third
down.
and about 2.
Got to get to that white line.
Yeah.
4:34.
Let's go, Blue!
Quarterback keeper,
Yeah,
he's going to
pick
make it.
up, yeah.
And then maybe a yard.
No, he's going to be short.
Wow.
They left him short, and then and it's
Evan Sebeka comes in. J.D. Sadler
they're
will come
gonna-
out.
they're going to measure. No, they're just putting them more in the middle. They didn't call for a measurement yet. So yeah, because they didn't stop the clock, so it's 4th down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. See what this can do.
They're going to go, yeah, they're in a little bit of a tight bunch. They're going to go.
And he
he's
will
gonna
get
pit,
across
yeah.
and then some in Jesup's blue
Yeah.
jerseys. Bucknell, Shizzle in on that
Yeah.
stop. First down.
Stops the clock with the chains move, get them set, and they get ready to go. Wind the clock.
Because what you're trying to avoid is that touchdown and made extra point.
That's what we're trying. You're
And
trying.
playing catch up at that point.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you don't want them to score, but the extra point, if we can hold them out of the end zone, because you're running down them.
Let's go, Blue!
Quarterback keeper.
Yeah.
He's going to get a few yards and then some.
Oh, there's a push in the
and
back.
Do we see any flags?
No flags. I mean, Treptow went flying.
Dylan Shelton, the ball carrier, on that keeper, and it looks like Jesup gets a stop, and then you get some extra
Yeah.
yards. First down.
It's going to be
And goal as
first
they
and
will
goal
drop the
from
chains.
drop the chains.
I think a spot there right at the 10.
They're gonna.
No, that's going to be 7-yard line.
Yeah. So yeah, they drop the chains.
Let's go, Blue! Let's go, D!
Keep at it. And there's
There we
Bell.
go. Yeah.
Bell sneaks in from that right side, gets him down on the sack.
You gotta hold him!
Wide Vanderwerf.
Checks back in.
Blue!
They're taking out about 3 linemen. They're bringing in 3 different ones.
And,
Little bit.
and they're giving up a little weight.
They're
in the
giving us some,
change,
yeah,
too.
they're giving up some size coming in. So I mean, they're looking at maybe getting more quick trap play, getting out the outside. They downsize quite a bit. Yes,
Made
I
the
think it's a
stop
ball.
when They needed to.
no, they're
Jude Sullivan and Vanderwerf in on that stop.
Yeah.
Wyatt had a good chunk of
yeah. Let's bring up third and
it. 3rd and 7. I think it was on that 8 or
Yeah.
really close to it when they started. But
need some stops here, boys.
watch your wings.
Yeah. All right.
Coach Sullivan, defensive coordinator, down with that white hat, lower part of your screen.
Looking to throw. Oh, there's a hold. It's a hold.
Back of the end zone, pass is incomplete, but
Now,
a flag on the play.
But you decline. Well, this is big because it's a pass it's a hold on them. We can back them up. Otherwise, decline it. That's right. Coach he's going to decline 4th down.
So So decline that penalty.
So it puts
down at 7. Yeah, you don't want 2 chances.
You don't want
if you're
2 chances.
Yards out.
Yeah, 12 yards. I mean, yeah, you don't want to do that. 1:44 left. So you got to get a stop here.
This could be the year.
This could be
one of these teams.
One of these teams.
We'll just let you listen and hear it out.
Looking to throw.
In the end zone, is there an opportunity?
He's out of bounds.
That
no
is
catch.
It.
He's out of bounds.
That is it. Jesup. Jesup gets possession back. And you play your cards right. And we're going on to round 2.
Getting tight formation. Crestwood's got 2 timeouts. They have 2 timeouts. They can stop the clock twice. You gotta make sure you get the ball snapped, and you can't give up here. I would go. You're gonna kind of go.
And Coach McMartin will take one of his 2 remaining timeouts. And they are not done yet. You continue to say that. You're on the 7-yard line, and you're going to be in your end zone on this start.
You're going to be in the end zone. We go to a shotgun start. The one thing you got to make sure you do, you get the snap. Then you got to take the ball, and you got to go forward. You got to make them call their timeout. If you can pick up 1 first down here, that would make them eat the clock, and then we could run the clock out. You got to pick up 1 first down in this series.
Let's get a quick message in from the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
All right, coming out of that timeout, it's Jesup. 1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line. Looking to go into round 2, and Wyatt Vanderwerf gets the nod, and he's going to fight for about 5 yards and get past that 10-yard line.
You're looking for a positive gain. I mean, even if it's a yard, it's still positive, and he got 4 on that play. So causing them to call a timeout. Plus, another thing about it, too, it gives you a little bit more distance between that goal line, and it gives you a little bit more freedom because you're more in the middle of the field a little bit now. So now you can get to, you're keeping in bounds, but it gives you a little bit more lenient of how you want to call your play, which shorts you want to go to try to eat up. Because right now, Crestwood's telling their players, we got to get the ball. Okay, whatever you got to do. We have 1 timeout left. You've got to gang tackle, and you got to punch that ball out. And that's what right now they're over there telling right now, we need the ball. We're going to call it, if we pick up this first down, or even if we don't pick up the first down, we can run a lot of the clock down.
Getting a score in. Thanks, Ben Cameron. Union up 14-7 over Waukon right now. 9 minutes left in that one. So looking to maybe get 3 from our district at least in. We'll see where West Marshall plays up against New Hampton. That's a battle of the under 500 teams with West Marshall and New Hampton.
Yeah. Big second down for the Jayhawks. Both parts right here. Crestwood right now they're looking to try to strip the ball. Keeping the ball in Ryan or Wyatt's hands. You're carrying your.
Got to get that first down. Hang on to the ball. Keep moving forward.
They're going to call their last timeout.
Crestwood will take the timeout.
That's going to be their last one.
Wow, what a game.
What a game. We have 1 timeout left. So regardless of what happens, we still have one. Jake's got one in his pocket to use later on if we have to use it for some reason.
(20-14). First score early on, Skoda, 76-yard scamper. First play, first series for Crestwood in the first quarter. Tice Larson catches a 55-yard long ball from Treptow, tie it up. Get into the second quarter. Treptow ran into the end zone for a short scamper, got the extra point from Vanderwerf. Skoda, 2-yard run into his end zone right before half, tied up at 14, and 3:13 remain in the third quarter. And in Cale Shizzle, 20-yard catch, near side, north end zone, score, and the extra point no good, which kind of gets us that wild card right now. Why we're so important right now to make sure there's no way that we give Crestwood that chance to get that ball back and get in the end zone.
We can't jump. They're running.
Treptow's going to cut in, try and get around that corner, and again to get taken down about the 12, 13-yard line. And
the clock's going to run to it's going to go down to probably about 45 seconds, somewhere around there. So we'll have,
and then you're watching the big play.
You can't take a penalty here. We can't back us up anymore. If you're more in the middle of the field, you probably go for it because they're still in high school with no timeouts. To try to get down the field, it's going to take a while. That's where Jake's going to call his last timeout. I would say, down to 39 seconds. You got to get a snap.
Protect that punter.
Protect the punter.
Have your gunners down there ready to go.
Yeah, there's a lot. And then the other thing, too, is you got to get the clean punt. Crestwood's probably, if I'm them, if I'm playing the cards, I may put everybody up there and we're trying to block this. Because if you block this, regardless, if you block it into the end zone, you get a touchdown. Or you get roughing the punter, you lose the game. But right now you have, I'm going to say nothing to lose, but I could see him coming all up front and trying to say, we're going to try to block this. And not put anybody back to return it. Because regardless of return, it's going to eat some of the clock. But we'll see how they play. They're sending one guy back. So they are going to maybe try to put on a return.
Shizzle get some last info in from Coach McMartin as Youngblood will be 1 yard from that goal line as he needs to make sure he catches that ball and move Jesup deep into territory. And it's a good running, fair catch, and that's a good move for Crestwood.
That's a good move. If they can't block, it doesn't eat no clock. But right now, they have 4 downs to score a touchdown. There's no timeouts. They have to, basically, if they try to run the ball, they're going to have to hurry up. They have no timeouts. They're looking to throw. We can't get a pass interference. We've got to get back there. Our defensive linemen right now, you can't be tired. You got to get back there, and you got to put some pressure back on them.
Ryan Treptow out there back line, trying to get this crowd going defensively. Jesup needs the stop.
Looking to throw.
Looking to go long.
There's a hold.
Flag on that far side, and a diving catch going to be incomplete.
I think we're going to have a hold.
Clock stops at 30. Looking for the white hat. There he is on that 45-yard line.
They're pointing, backing it up. So, they're going that way. It's a hold. Oh, false. So, legal procedure. So, one thing, if you're like, well, if it's a legal procedure, why do they let the play go? Because technically it's not a legal procedure until actually the ball is snapped.
First down and long. And that one's going to be out of bounds.
Coach McCone almost caught that one.
Clock stops at 27.
Now, the only thing is right now you're telling your defensive line, you're getting back there, but you have no late hits from the quarterback. When he throws that ball, you get out of the way. You're not going to give them an extra opportunity. That's the only thing, that's the two things that are going to save them is, roughing the passer or interference. You're telling him right now, if you can't get a clear shot at him when he has the ball, you step away.
Cadets will bring Ty Cotant to the near side. One receiver on that far. Protection in the pocket. Jude was coming at him. And there's a catch on that far side and pushed out of bounds by Schutte.
He's got out of bounds, though. He stops the clock, and he's going to be about third and about a yard, 2.
Good job, Will!
And I believe that was Nolan Johnson with that catch, 3rd down and 1.
Clock starts on the snap.
And we are even on the play clock and game clock. Trying to strip that ball.
Now, clock stopped in high school. But
Vandorf saying he got it. Or did the whistle happen? Now they're going to say whistle blew before
now they got to wind it.
Vandorf came it out. There are no timeouts for either team.
Yeah.
Or is that?
No, there's no timeouts left.
No timeouts. I was going to just really buying the time on that play clock right now to decide what they're going to do. So you've got maybe 2 plays.
I was going to say,
if you
14
play it right.
seconds, you got 2 plays. You know, depending on – now, if they can get a pass play completed and get out of bounds right away, that's what they're probably – you're either throwing it to the end zone here or you're throwing something to the sideline. Oh, I thought he was coming up. Should have almost –
3 on the right side, looking to go deep.
That's
Where's the coverage?
off.
We got a flag and coverage down on that far side. Ryan Treptow applying the pressure. What are you seeing on that flag?
I don't know. I was watching the throw, but where the throw it from, I don't know if they're going to call. Hopefully no defensive holding. Legal 9 downfield, so let's go back him up 5 yards.
7 seconds.
7 seconds, so that's going to back him up 5 yards. Pretty much
you cannot let it down. No mistakes.
This is what
They broke a 76-yard one a couple minutes into the start tonight, and Jesup is 1 play away from playing again next week.
That's a hold.
Pressure on, downfield, out of bounds.
No time, 1 second left
1 second on the clock.
But I think there's a flag. But I don't know what it's going to. Another illegal lineman downfield. So yeah, on the pass play, backs him up another 5.
It doesn't matter what down it is. You only got 1 play.
You got 1 play. Maybe Doug needed to be a little bit late on that clock.
But give credit to Crestwood.
Yeah.
Keeping at it, keep going. Jesup, great adjustments at halftime and throughout the game where they've been adapting what this offense brought early on.
The officials it's time to reset the play clock.
Same play, same area, pressure coming in from Jude Sullivan.
That's going to be picked off. Dropped
and knotted down, and they got it! Jesup goes on to round 2 of the playoffs with a home victory. First playoff win in school history, 20-14 under first-year head coach Jacob McMartin.
Well deserved. Nice job, Coach McMartin. Awesome.
Just let that sink in a little bit as you see them line up in the 50s. And there's a proud staff. There's a proud team and a proud community, Jason, as Jesup wins 20-14. Skoda had 2 touchdowns for Crestwood. Larson, Treptow, and Shizzle each scoring as well. And, 3:13 to go, third period. That 20-yard pass play to Shizzle in the end zone. Missed the extra point, and it's like, what's going to happen?
That was an awesome game. That was well played.
Making their way on the field, and the cheerleaders, and you got to celebrate. And what are the possibilities of hosting round 2 next week?
Yeah, it depends on how it shakes out tonight. I mean, that's going to be pretty sweet to do. But, yeah, kudos to the Jesup Jayhawks and the coaching staff and Coach McMartin getting the first win in the playoff history for us. So, awesome.
Well, let me get some final stats in here from Zach and Travis. And who else helps him out down there? I want to give him Travis Youngblood and Zach Knutson. And who else is the stat guy down there to give them credit to tonight as Jesup, again, wins 20-14. Ryan Treptow, 90 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He had 1 touchdown, rushing with 60 yards. Ty Larson, again, 55 yards receiving with a touchdown. Total plays 44 for Jesup, 178 yards. Crestwood, 279 yards total yards, but a good chunk of them on the ground, about 252 yards on the ground. But, yeah, what do you say? What
awesome.
do you say?
I mean, second half adjustments, like we said, it's like the team that came out a little better half. You know, it pretty much was even games. Anybody's game at the second half started. I think we made a little bit more adjustments. We had our game plan come together a little bit better than they did at that time, and we played well and we got a victory.
Well, final score 20-14. We thanks everybody for following along in the Jesup football and the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We invite you to continue to follow us on our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. For Jason Pilcher and our on-site producer Anthony Baugh, camera operator Eric Clark, I'm Nate Clayberg. Here in the Lorient Sabres press box, where again, Jesup wins tonight 20-14. You can watch this game again, and I know many of you will, again on YouTube and Facebook, and also a lot of other athletic events from out this year and before. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Music courtesy of bensound.com. Our next broadcast, well, to be determined. To be determined. Everybody, go Jayhawks, and good night.